I just want to say here, like, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not an expert in any of those fields. Um, so don't take what I'm saying as medical advice, because it's not. It's just experiential advice from someone who has been injured and is recovering. And they're things that, as much as anything else, I'm saying for me, but that I need to remind myself about. Well, I've been meaning to make this video for a long time. As people who've been watching the channel for a bit know, on August 26th, 2021, I ruptured my left Achilles. It's a pretty significant injury, and it's one that takes a long time to heal. So I've had a lot of time to think about other things I want to say. One of the things that you need to know is that no one is going to look after you the way that you look after yourself. No one is going to have your best interests in mind more so than you are. Medical professionals, partners, any of those people, they may want you to heal, they may want you to recover, but they're going to have their own reasons for it. You know, they're going to want, whether it's their professional reputation or whether it's they want you to be back contributing in the workplace or the household. They want you to recover, but they have their own reasons. So you have to look after yourself, and part of that is you have to know that, especially right now, because right now there's still COVID stuff going on, and you don't necessarily have the option to bring someone into the hospital with you to ask those questions that you really want the answers for. One of those questions that you need to ask is, should I be off work? Now, if your injury is not that serious, the answer might be no, or it might be yes, but for like a day or two. And one of the other things that's a factor in that too is what your level of medical coverage is. So if you don't have someone else in your life that can help financially contribute, and you have no medical coverage, so by you not going to work, it means you can't eat or can't take care of yourself, then there's going to be a certain factor pushing you back to work. Medical professionals tend to be the people who would tell you whether or not you need to be at work. So you need to ask them, and you need to ask them as early as possible in the process. The person you see in the hospital, if you are admitted, if it's that serious of an injury, they might be a good person to talk to, but they might be too busy. You know, it's not that they're going to withhold those answers from you. It's just a matter of they have so many people to see. And by taking the time to answer all of your questions, that means it's going to take away from the time they would spend with other patients. So in terms of taking care of yourself, one of the things that you can't really discount are what we call creature comforts. You'd be surprised how much of a difference it makes whether you are staying in the same clothes day after day or whether you're putting on clean clothes every day. If you are the kind of person who is comfortable to wear pajamas all day, you should have a pair of pajamas that you sleep in and another set of pajamas that you wear during the day. Just making that change might make a significant difference. You know, just clean socks makes such a big difference. You also need to talk to other people. In the world we're in, things are so busy, people are so busy that people don't necessarily think to reach out to you. So you need to make sure that you are reaching out to them to say, hey, I need to talk to somebody. I need to just have someone to talk to. And you don't need, maybe you do need to express it that way, and maybe you don't. That's really up to you. But just talking to some people and having that connection can be really useful. You also need to make sure you're taking care of yourself, the physical side, because chances are pretty good that if you have an injury, there are certain exercises and things that you're supposed to do that are going to help with your rehabilitation, and you need to make sure that you're actually doing those things. And whether it's strength exercises or whether it's tension release exercises or whatever they are, you need to make sure that you do them because they're part of the process. You also have to be aware of your family. Your family are the people who are going to be around you and hopefully helping you. And this might not be blood family, this might be a roommate, this might be a partner, this might be, it might be your landlord, any of those sorts of people who have the ability to be around you and you can ask for help. One of the things to think about is if you have kids, they might be really worried about you because they might not understand what's going on. They may not have had significant injuries impact their lives before. And so as much as you're looking after yourself, you also have to look after your kids. And that can be very difficult. If they feed off you, they read you way more than you think they do. And so if they see you down and they see you sad, which are pretty natural things, they're going to feel the same way, and they're not going to know necessarily how to react to that. So that's a tight one. That's a tough one. One of the things that you can't discount through this whole process is that it's really hard not being able to do what you want to do, especially if it's something you used to do. This can be everyday things from just, being able to lie down comfortably, or being able to sit, or being able to walk. Or it could be more complicated things like, sporting activities or pastimes that you have, anything, and especially the things that seem to be simple. Like, it might be very difficult for you to go to the bathroom, whether it's just getting to the bathroom or any of those things. And that's very difficult because it's such a core part of who we are as human beings. So to have difficulty on such a base level can be very challenging. One of the factors you need to include into all of your thoughts, of course, is work. And in any relationship, whether it's work or anything else, open and regular communication is very important in this process. You need to communicate with your supervisors, and also if you do have people who work for you, you need to communicate with them as well, so that everybody knows where things are at and what the expectations are. Obviously, if you are injured, you can't do a lot of the things you could do before. And what your injury is and how it relates to the job that you do, that's individual, right? If you're a person who sits at a desk all day and you break your toe, is that going to keep you from doing your job? Probably not, but it will definitely impact you getting to and from work, and it might impact how long you can work without, taking a break or whatever. So you have to understand your limits and try not to be pushed back into doing things before you're ready to do them. One of the things to remember is that if you are injured, your number one job is recovering. That's the big thing. Because if you don't recover, your injury could haunt you for the rest of your life, and that's something you need to balance out with whatever your work expectations are. As part of the whole self-care thing and looking after yourself is staying connected to your passions. There might be things that you were doing before that you can't do now. So if you are the kind of person who did a lot of sports, watching sports, whether it's live on TV or on YouTube or whatever, that might help you, but it also might not help you, because it might be just a reminder of all the things you can't do. And so if you find yourself trying to keep track of everything, and you're getting frustrated by watching the things you normally watch or do because you can't do them anymore, you need to be mindful of that. So one of the things that can often happen during recovery from an injury is taking up new things because you can't do the things that you did before. So at the end of the day, take care of yourself. Recovery is not something to be rushed, and it's something you need to be very careful about. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, hit the like button. It's very different from the content that I'm normally putting out, so thank you for watching, and thank you for sticking with this video, and especially if you've watched this far into it. Have a good day.